Okay, what I'm going to try to do here is part 2 of Google and the Geezer in northeast Thailand. The other day, Samsung Note, which is what I'm using to record this, which is pointing at the ISaan transformer, crapped out, actually for the second time. It did it about 2 weeks ago in Udon. I went into the Samsung service center, and they, obviously what they did is reformatted it and reloaded it. At the time I thought about, well, gee, maybe I ought to get, figure out if I could back up the apps on this thing instead of having to reload it again. Well, strangely enough, the other day in Nakhon Phanom, it did it again. There was no Samsung service center, but I went to the Samsung place, and the young lady there, surprisingly enough, rebooted the thing, and I had to reload all the apps. So what I did was I started looking at apps, and the one that seemed to work best is this app backup and restore app, which you can see there. And what it seems to do is whenever I back up everything, it backs it up to the SD card, and when I add something, I back it up again. And I'm using it now on both the Samsung Note and the isaan transformer. So hopefully it's going to work. The other thing that I planned on talking about was Google Drive, which is right here. And that's Google Cloud, where you can store your photos, you can store spreadsheets, you can store everything you want. And I store a lot of stuff there because I've got, 3 or 4 machines that I want things available on. So it's great. And in Windows, getting stuff and downloading stuff, like if I want to download stuff from the cloud to my to any device, it doesn't really work. I can look at it, but I can't download it. So what I did is I went to Astro File Manager. I mean, there's all sorts of file managers out there. But I went to, wait a minute here, let's get back to it, to the Astro, let me see if I can, I'm trying to point to it, and I'm looking at 2 things at once. There we go, that's the Astro File Manager. And here it comes. Now the nice thing, one of the nice things about this is, it shows you all your local storage. If you set up a local network, like your Windows machine, your other Android device, or whatever, it will access it. The other thing you can access is, like in this case, my Dropbox and my my Gmail account. And if I click on it, ta-da, let me see if I can do this without being too much of a flunker. Okay. It goes to it. Now, what you've got to learn is, and I'm not going to go through it here because you need to do it on your own. Up here, you'll see there's little things to do and arrange exactly what you want to do. To choose files, to download files, to upload files, and all that. But to my mind, Astro File Manager is the best. And, whoops, there we go. A little look at nothing. And let's see if I back up here. I'll go back to the home screen here. Anyhow, the 3 main things today are back up your apps. Because if something does crap out and you've got to reload everything, it's a real pain in the ass. And in this case, I was testing something called Vidi, which I kind of like. It does 15-second videos that you can, it's sort of like Instagram with video, but I like the 15-second video a bit better. So remember to back up your apps. The second thing is Google Drive. It's brilliant. And I don't know, I forget the totals. You can check how much you can do, how much you've got for free, and how much for everything else. But it beats using miscellaneous. Asus has a thing, Samsung has a thing. I prefer to keep them all in one place so I don't get confused. But the best file manager I've found for anything is the Astro File Manager. So anyhow, this is, I'm going to keep these short so I can upload them and sweet. And I'm still learning how to do this whole thing with using WordPress. So this will go to YouTube. From YouTube, I'm going to have to try and once again put it in WordPress, and we'll go. So this has been part 2 of Google and the Geezer in northeast Thailand. Hope you enjoyed it.